Hola, bienvenidos a todos. Aquí estamos nuevamente en su programa en Inova Live, La Verdadera, con muchas sorpresas, proyectos positivos aquí. Les doy bienvenidas a los seguidores nuevos. Un gran abrazo. Aquí estamos con grandes sorpresas. Bendiciones a todos los que nos están viendo. Acuérdense que pueden bajar las aplicaciones en sus celulares, en Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Livestream, Streamer Radio. Estamos en todas las redes sociales, no se pueden perder nuestros programas. Aquí hoy les voy a presentar esta maravilla, estas producciones que vamos a tener para ustedes hoy. Estamos y le damos la bienvenida a El Valle Film Studios, de aquí del Valle, del hermoso Río Grande de Texas, aquí con Max Rojas y Efraín Valdés.
Hola.
Hola a todos. Hello everybody.
Entonces, acuérdense, si se pierden estos programas en vivo, lo pueden ver en YouTube, también en todas las redes sociales que están en la pantalla. Y aquí su servidora Sandy Hutt nuevamente con ustedes. Aquí le vamos a pasar este programa a Max Rojas.
Muchas gracias, Sandy, por tenernos aquí en tu programa. Sí, tenemos muchos cuantos años ya trabajando aquí con las películas de acción aquí en español. Trabajamos mucho con como Guillermo Quintanilla y con Raúl González, buenos amigos con nosotros. Y hemos terminado y trabajado en cuantas películas con otros amigos, son productores también. Y tenemos un buen apoyo con muchos amigos que ya tenemos por unos cuantos años aquí y estar aquí con un programa con ustedes. Pero sí, hemos trabajado por la razón que queremos ver y apoyar y ayudar con más películas del Valle, producidos, directores, todo de gente del Valle, aquí, del Río Grande. Este es el tiempo de que tenemos la posibilidad. Y es una cosa que hacemos mucho de educar al área aquí, a la gente, a la raza, de explicar un poco cómo se puede hacer. Y ojalá que podamos explicar un poco aquí ahora.
Sí.
Así voy a batallar un poco mi español, porque me va a regañar mi abuelita, pero básicamente hablo mucho más en inglés, pero aquí voy a hablar un poco más suavecito,
más despacito.
más despacito aquí, porque si no me voy a trompezar. Sí, trabajo mucho. Este es Efraín Valdés, que es uno de los grandes productores de la compañía, que los ayuda mucho al apoyo. Qué buen actor también que trabaja con nosotros. Y nomás vemos aquí en el programa para hablar de un proyecto que tenemos aquí que vamos organizando, y también hablar de un poco de la industria aquí, cómo se puede trabajar, cómo lo podemos usar para apoyarnos nosotros solos aquí en el Valle del Río Grande.
Esto me llamó mucho la atención, que dice apoyar. Aquí es una palabra magnífica, muy poderosa, el apoyo. Yo creo mucho en lo que es teamwork, que teamwork se acaba, y más que nada un ambiente que se trabaja, con ese ambiente llegamos más lejos.
Sí.
Y muchas veces es lo que nos falta aquí, disciplina, se requiere disciplina. Y si tú tienes ese apoyo como de teamwork, oh my God.
Sí.
¿Cuántas cosas no podemos abarcar?
Oh, muy cierto, Sandy. Muchísimas gracias. Como dijo Max, yo también estoy bien agradecido con ustedes por estar aquí en este programa. Creo que el apoyo que necesitamos con la disciplina de que hablas tú, trabajar como un equipo es muy importante, pero se requiere trabajo. Entonces, hemos tenido varias oportunidades, como dijo Max, hemos trabajado en varias películas con diferentes actores, diferentes personas, pero se requiere trabajo, y ese trabajo se admira, porque cuando te apoyas uno al otro, cuando tienes ese apoyo de unas personas y sabes lo que quieres hacer al final, entonces ya no es trabajo, empiezas a disfrutarlo más, te empieza a gustar lo que estás haciendo. El punto que quiero hacer es el apoyo que necesitamos nosotros lo queremos dar también, porque no es nada más para nosotros, es para todos. Queremos compartir esto, lo que queremos hacer nosotros en crear la industria. Ahora, la distribución de las películas se ha cambiado completamente, ¿verdad, Max?
Sí.
Eso ha cambiado tanto, de que tenemos una gran oportunidad, pero el apoyo de que hablas tú, Sandy, es lo perfectísimo que necesitamos, porque juntos podemos ganar, como dice el dicho en inglés, en español es sí se puede, en inglés yes you can. Pues sí se puede, porque queremos hacerlo. La industria ha cambiado, la distribución ha cambiado bastante.
Sí, totalmente es un poco diferente a pensar la película. Siempre cuando pensamos en películas era el teatro, cuando vas al cine, como dicen. Y en esos momentos, a sacar a una persona de su casa, a meterlos al teatro con gente que no conocen, a sentarse en lo oscuro para ver una película, tienen que que le guste el actor. Tiene que ser algo con eso, tener los superstars, ¿no? Selma Hayek, Brad Pitt, esa gente te sacan Efraín Valdés. Ellos te sacan de la casa. Y es la mentalidad que tiene la gente, porque es lo más que donde ven las películas es en el teatro. Así. Ahora ha cambiado mucho. Ahora casi todo es el Netflix, Hulu, todo es digital, todo es el iPhone. Yo tengo mis sobrinos que no ven televisión. Ellos ven todas sus películas, todos sus programas en su celular, en su iPad. Y con ese cambio hay un poco de una revolución de distribución. Pasó algo lo mismo en los 90s, por ahí, en 1990. Well, I'm going to switch to English, it'll make it easy for me. But in the 1990s, you had a similar shift in the industry when VHS came out, and VHS gave the opportunity for people to make their own movies. Before, it's always a studio film. It was difficult for someone on their own to do it. The equipment you needed was too expensive. And so when VHS came out and people were able to get their own VHS camcorder and make their own movies, this kind of power was given to these people for entertainment. That's when video rental stores, they blossomed, they grew, because they had so many video rentals that were being made, films being brought here, they even independently made films, that multiple independent stores started opening up. Blockbuster. Young kids may not remember Blockbuster. And what is it, Hollywood Video?
Yes.
Those places are no longer in existence, but for a long time they were the pinnacle of the working class entertainment, because not everybody who's in a working class or what you'd consider economically hardened down here can often go to a theater and take their 3 kids or 4 kids.
This could be like the second revolution of video, specifically talking about what we're doing now.
It's the idea.
Estaba explicando Max que en los 90s fue cuando salieron las grabadoras, con las personas podían comprar sus grabadoras propias y grabar sus películas propias. Empezaron a salir lugares donde podías ir a rentar las películas. Entonces ahora es casi lo mismo, ¿verdad? Pero ahora es más diferente. Lo mismo pero diferente, porque ahora va a ser por Netflix, con Hulu. Sí. Entonces es como la segunda revolución de la distribución de películas, para que la gente... Imagínate poder hacer eso en tu casa. Mirar una película de alguien que conoces aquí local, pero hacerlo en tu casa con tu soda, con tus palomitas, con tu familia, con tus hijos. Qué gran experiencia puedes decir. Y sabes que yo conozco a esa persona que está en la tele. Mira, Sandy salió en la película, anda nadando, ¿verdad? Entonces es lo que queremos hacer, crear esa revolución nosotros, pero en la distribución de las películas.
Sí. Pues a pensar, just think of it like the first revolution is production revolution. La primera revolución es de producción. It made it easier to be able to produce and create your own films with VHS and the equipment as it became much cheaper. Mm-hmm. The second revolution is now getting the film and your content into the hands of the people, or the eyes of the people in this instance. That's the new revolution. People forget that it's very comfortable for someone at home. If they've already binge watched Game of Thrones, they've binge watched their very popular shows, everything they've had, they'll just see, hey, this is recommended. I don't know the actor, I don't know who they are, but I'll just watch it anyway. They'll take that chance easier, and it's more comfortable because you can watch it with your friends. I have friends on Facebook that make a habit of, they get together and they'll watch some random film on Netflix, and like an experimental game. There's a lot of growing trends that are happening with young people that we didn't have. I'm 40 years old. We didn't have these trends. We didn't have these ideas, because us watching a film was having to go to Blockbuster because it's what we could afford. And we'd rent it, and all of a sudden that Blockbuster got shared throughout the entire family for a while. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, it's the ability to create your content, your film, your show, your series, and hand it off to where a global audience can see it. Because Netflix, people in Germany and Japan, we've been finding some interesting trends of our Latino entertainment that we make for ourselves is appreciated and liked all over the world.
Kind of like a show.
And yes. I'm laughing because you're talking about the 90 revolution, about this transition. Yeah. I'm not talking about the revolution of del año de Carranza over there, because I fall under that category.
Oh, wow.
Okay. The blockbuster.
Oh, yeah.
It made it sound like that. Ooh.
It was not that long ago. Yeah.
It's just like, Yeah,
Oh,
a couple years back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just say it was 5 years ago.
Yes. Yeah, we're still young dinosaurs. Yes.
And so that's pretty much what we're trying to educate in the process of. If you think about it in numbers, there are approximately close to 3 million people in the Rio Grande Valley. La verdad, hay más porque there's some of you who don't sign the census out there, and there's some cousins of mine who don't exist to the government. But there's a lot of people, at least 3 million, between 3 million and 4 million people here in the Rio Grande Valley. And that stretches from here to Rio Grande City and todo el valle. In viewership, what matters is viewers and the distributors. So if we're able to organize, which is what we're hoping to do, all the news stations in the valley, all the newspaper mediums, or the companies that are releasing papers, organizations online, news organizations, people like your show, the reason we're here, if we're able to teach the concept that every time there is some domestic or what you call local content put online, whether it's Hulu, Netflix, Amazon, if we inform the entire population and they tune in and watch, that's going to be a very different conversation the second time that content creator brings a film to Netflix or brings a film to this digital distribution platform. Because the first time you make a film, guys, I hate to break a bubble or bust a bubble, you're not always going to get rich. Yes. Your company is still unknown. Just like an actor is unknown when they go to the audition for a role, a company that's creating a film, if they're unknown, well, then they have to go through a steps and procedures process to become accepted and bona fide, for lack of better words and descriptions. So typically you're not going to find strong monetary compensation, which is why people often go to festival circuit. You make a feature film, you make a short film, you put it in a festival, it goes to competitions, you win competitions, then someone sees the potential and gives you money to make the film. That's kind of a festival circuit, or buys the film for distribution. If we already have contact with distribution outlets, there we can try to bypass the need to compete and fight to get your film purchased. And that's what we're trying to teach here, is the Valley doesn't have to rely on an outside source or an outside force to support us. We can support ourselves, because 1 million viewers is a very, very strong number to present to these distribution outlets.
Y mencionas support, que es lo que mencionó Sandy, el apoyo. El apoyo se necesita en todos aspectos de la producción de la película, enfrente de la cámara y detrás de la cámara. Pero explica, Max, que si vas a hacer una película y esperas hacer millones y billones de dólares, el empiezo no va a pasar así, ¿verdad? Rara la vez. Pero a largo plazo vas aprendiendo lo que puedes hacer, lo que no se puede hacer, lo que funciona, lo que no funciona, pero tienes ese apoyo. Y ya parezco perico, ¿verdad? Porque todo lo que diciendo es apoyo, pero es muy cierto, ¿verdad? Porque con el tiempo creciendo y teniendo el apoyo de la gente aquí, que son 3 millones, como dijo Max, tal vez nada más 1 millón que nos den ese apoyo. Entonces, con tiempo vas creciendo, pero con los años vas a ver que sí vas a crecer, pero más importante, vas a entretener a la familia y vas a hacer un producto y vamos a crear lo más importante para todo, no solamente películas, pero trabajo para las personas que se necesitan, porque si van a la escuela, si van a estudiar drama, actuación, entrenamiento, entretenimiento, ser un director, productor, cuando vas a la escuela, lo primero que piensas, claro, si quieres, es me voy para Austin, me voy para Dallas, me voy para Houston, me voy para Nueva York, para Los Ángeles. En vez de decir, ¿sabes qué? Terminando mi escuela, tengo dónde ir. No solamente con el Valle Films, pero con otras compañías de producción o con lo que vamos a hacer. Entonces ya tienes una dirección. Con tiempo vas a llegar a ese lugar. ¿Sabes por qué? Porque sabes que está establecido. Y es lo que queremos hacer. Y de nuevo les repito, ¿verdad? Lo más importante, lo hacemos con el apoyo de la gente. Y por eso estamos aquí con ustedes, dándole las gracias a Sandy y a la producción de estar aquí, porque es lo que vamos a hacer, lo que queremos hacer, llegando a crecer.
Así es. En la pantalla pueden ver ustedes, ¿verdad? Si el número de contacto es el Valle Films LLC, el número de contacto ahí está. Pueden comunicarse con Max Rojas, que es el director y dueño de la compañía, con el señor Efraín Valdés, que es productor y actor, y aquí con su servidora Sandy Hatton, también productora y actora. Y a mí lo que me encantó, que dijo, creando trabajos. Hay mucho talento, hay mucha visión. Lo que necesitamos es un apoyo a alguien, como dices, no tenemos que salirnos de aquí, del hermoso Valle de Río Grande. Tenemos tantas ese deseo, muchas veces tenemos ese gran deseo y el apoyo no está.
Sí.
So, es lo que me encantó de el Valle Films, que vamos a crear trabajos y como dicen, estamos aquí para quedarnos.
Yeah.
Una plática que tuvimos antes de empezar, Sandy, que mencionaste tú, el valle está tan grande que hay tantos escenarios que podemos utilizar. Por ejemplo, no tienes que ir, por caso de platicar, no tienes que ir para China, para Rusia, porque hay lugares aquí que parecen de esos lugares, o lo podemos hacer así, porque tenemos tantos escenarios desde el punto más oeste al punto más este del valle. Hay bastantes lugares, escenarios que podemos utilizar, pero también la producción se requiere contratistas, construccionistas, electricistas, arquitectos, todo tipo de trabajo para hacer un set, un estudio. Entonces, todo eso es lo que queremos hacer nosotros, actores, productores. Hicimos una producción hace un tiempo para atrás y habían 3 estudiantes de la escuela que querían ayudar con el proyecto. Entonces, me acuerdo que estábamos sentados allí y estábamos preparando el escenario y los vi que estaban sentados en unos escalones, con la cara en rastra. Digo, pobrecitos, ¿qué pasó, verdad? Porque están tristes. Entonces fui con ellos y les dije, ¿qué pasó? ¿Por qué que la cara? Oiga, sir, ya tenemos más de 45 minutos de estar sentados aquí, no estamos haciendo nada. Les dije, bienvenidos al trabajo que es hacer un actor y las producciones de películas. Y nada más vamos a ser extras, nomás vamos a pasar por enfrente y pasar. Le digo, sí, pero cuando pasen, se sonríen, por favor. Así, bien bonitos. Entonces, el punto es de que se requiere trabajo. No es muy simple lo que mira uno enfrente de la cámara, es lo que pasa atrás de la cámara. Después de que fuimos a la comida, nos regresaron para atrás, porque no les gustó la idea, porque es parte de la producción. De nuevo, el punto es de que se quiere trabajo, tienes que trabajarlo, pero se requiere mucho enfoque en lo que queremos hacer. Eso es lo que queremos traer nosotros, es trabajos y seguir trabajando.
And people forget in the industry, what we want to happen is businesses that you don't expect to think that are necessarily part of the film industry. I want to see young gentlemen and women who have an insurance company here, and they're going to be able to offer entertainment insurance for us. Legal work. There's no entertainment lawyers in the Rio Grande Valley. You can open up stores that do cameras, parts, and so forth, replacements. You can fix them. Costumes, wardrobe, all these people. I don't know how many people you know that are seamstresses and can sew here. Yes. Right. There's all these things of work that centers around a production of a film. What we have to keep into consideration is we have a lot of people that keep trying to bring multi-million-dollar films into the Rio Grande Valley, in Texas in general. And the reason that's very difficult and something that for now we kind of we ignore big budget films is because when you're dealing with multi-millions of dollars, a lot of investors rely on what are called incentives or programs that are given by states for filming in their state. Like Georgia, you film in Georgia and you use this majority of percentage of people from the area, you'll get this much money back because you spent this money here. And other states offer much higher incentives than Texas does. So when you're dealing with a $20 million movie or a $40 million movie, the investors are going to work and do whatever they can to not film in Texas because they're going to get much more money back from going to Canada, Georgia, Atlanta, or even LA at times. That's what we try to work around. That's the first hurdle as a film company. And if anyone out there who's looking to start, the first hurdles you're going to have if even someone approaches you because they like your script and they want to throw $20 million at you, is I'm probably not going to do it in Texas. It's going to be in Canada. It's going to be somewhere else, somewhere with higher incentives. Because you can't justifiably tell an investor you're only going to get $5 million back instead of $15 million back because I want to film here. It's not an acceptable answer to them. It's business. So we stick to smaller scale productions, smaller budgets where incentives don't matter, where we can still make enough money back from the money we put in, where we're not geared towards grabbing those incentives. We're more about creating as much content as we can.
And the models have been created
right.
for that. And you created those models.
Yeah, it was adapted from some models we read, but it is our model that we created. I agree with that. And our goal is, even if we bring a $15-20 million in film down here and the investor says, okay, fine, it has to be in Texas,
we'll agree with you. We'll let go of the money. We're going to lose the incentives. And then now we're going to have to argue with them. Well, I'd like to hire the director that was here from UTRGV. He did a great film. Or these two actors that just were in this film festival that were fantastic. They're from UTRGV. They're not going to want that because they're going to want to have to make more than $10 million if they're spending $10 million. So at that rate, they're probably already thinking of theatrical distribution or something. And it gets hard. So with us, we do take the risk with our actors from the Valley. We do hire directors and work with directors. We just did a horror film. I wasn't the director.
Lo que dijo Max ahorita, dijo que sí se puede. Y sí se puede. Te voy a dar un ejemplo, Sandy. En la película que hicimos en Huesaco, tuvimos problemas con una cámara, ¿verdad? Uno de las conexiones de la cámara no estaba funcionando. Entonces mandáramos a una persona a buscar ese pedacito que se necesitaba. En ninguna parte de aquí del valle lo podíamos encontrar. Entonces la única manera de conseguir esa parte es esperarnos 4 días para que nos lo mandaran de Austin. Entonces pensando, imaginando, Max y el otro director que estaba con nosotros, Mr. David, saludos mi amigo, entre ellos lo hicieron funcionar. Entonces eso es parte de lo que está explicando Max. Esa es la parte que queremos crear, de poder hacer eso. Ahora imagínate que fueran 3 o 4 películas al mismo tiempo y que te falte una parte. Entonces, ¿para dónde vas a ocurrir? ¿Para dónde vas a correr? Pues aquí en el valle sí se puede. Imagínate, nomás pensando. Yo me acuerdo de mi abuelita, la que se sentaba a tejer, que necesites a alguien que haga eso para una película. Y yo sé que hay personas ahí que lo pueden hacer y lo quieren hacer. Ese es el trabajo que queremos crear. Es lo que queremos hacer nosotros, no nada más para nosotros, pero para todos, porque todos ganamos.
Y beneficio para todos. Y eso es bonito, que aquí tenemos una área donde podemos amplificar esos trabajos, creando trabajos, no nada más en específicas cosas, como dices, un actor. What's behind the scenes. O sea, hay áreas de trabajo, como usted dijo, aquí alguien que pueda tejer o hacer los uniformes, ¿verdad? Con la producción. Podemos amplificar esos trabajos, ¿verdad? En diferentes áreas. Eso es una maravilla, es genial. Y yo le quiero preguntar a usted, Max, ¿cuántos años tiene? Son preguntas, ¿verdad?, que los que nos están viendo tienen. ¿Cuántos años tiene el Valley Film Studios?
Una semana.
No se crea.
How did Cheech and Song say it was a week? No, a day.
A day.
A weekday. No, we've been operating for, I want to say, good 4 years in this marathon. The main thing that we were very, very aware of from the beginning is we're not going to be able to full sprint and get there fast. The Rio Grande Valley is lacking in infrastructure for an industry of this magnitude to just us by ourselves be able to. That's why we do this education, this conversation, because we need partners with other resources, other capabilities, much greater knowledge than we have in certain aspects of the industry when it comes to like business and investment. That for us to come in, and this has to be done by a group of people. This is not, I mean, we don't want to see a future where El Valle Films is making 5 films per year, because that's kind of what we're doing right now. What we're looking for is where we are helping that there's 20 or 15 films being done every year. Not by us, by everybody.
La compañía El Valle Films de Max tienen completamente 4 años de estar funcionando 100%. Yo a Max ya lo conozco casi 8 años. Entonces, para cualquier persona que quiera ser parte de una producción de películas, enfrente o atrás de la cámara, el éxito de una noche para otro existe, pero se toma años, no es de una noche para otro. Y la razón que les comparto esto con ustedes es porque yo y Max lo hemos estado haciendo ya casi por 7, 8 años. Día y noche, con bastantes personas, con preguntas que es imposible explicarles en este momento qué tantas conversaciones hemos tenido con personas en los últimos 7, 8 años en lo que queremos cumplir, simplemente crear trabajos, ayudar a la gente. Y ha habido veces que dicen que no, ha habido veces que es el intento, pero aquí estamos y le seguimos echando ganas y no nos vamos a dar. Y si como dijo Max ahorita, se requiere un periodo de tiempo todavía más, 7, 8 años, no hay problema.
Right.
Lo vamos a hacer.
Well, it's like that, was it a story of the way we're raised here in the Valley? It's somewhat different also. You have a man who, in couple investors and future farmers come to this plot of land, they see this land and they're bidding, they're trying to buy this property. And a couple of the farmers check the dirt. They say, oh, this is dry, this is clay. I can't grow anything here. And they start slowly dropping off. They lose interest in the area because they look at it and they cannot immediately grow any crops. And then there's just one farmer who sees the area and understands the weather patterns, understands that sometimes the land just gets used up. So he buys the farm and he works it for 2 years, tills it, doesn't grow anything. Everybody starts asking him, when are you going to start growing some plants? He says, well, maybe next year. Tills it, keeps working the land, keeps putting nutrients back in. It takes him about 3 years, but when he starts growing his crop, they grow with bounty because he just worked the land. And there's quite a few people that you're never going to be able to change it, that are not going to want to work the land to make the fruit grow or help the fruit grow. And we took ourselves, we've spoken to many organizations, many different municipalities on what we're trying to do, and we've had doors close on us and we've had people embrace us with their arms all the step of the way. The one thing that we've managed to realize is at this point, this year is a very different year for us. We're being much more vocal. We're being up in the news now. Before we were kind of quiet with the way we worked. We were always trying to find a stronger organization that we would teach or talk to, not teach, but talk to, and they would teach everyone. Someone that we always felt perhaps had more clout and more respect from the region than us. Like we were quite adamant about not getting too much attention and maybe insecurity or acting as humility, being insecure, acting as humble. But at this year, we just kind of, we got tired of trying to convince, and we just said, you know what, maybe the problem is we're trying to tell people about this path, but we're not walking it. So we just decided, no, we're not going to talk, we're going to walk the path and then lead by a form of example. Remember, there's multiple pathways to success in film. This is one that we feel is good for the area. And the only way we've been able to keep doing this way is because we have supportive wives who let us put in the amount of time that it takes to do this. It's a lot of work. It is. I mean, doing these shows, this isn't work. This is fun talking about what we do. But before this, what you guys don't see us planning and plotting emails and texts and trying to schedule everything properly. That's what we're trying to help the people grow. Is that you're either going to be a person who says, I can't finish this movie because I need to find an editor, or you're going to be the person who says, I can't finish this movie, I need to learn how to edit. You know what I mean? That's the difference that we're trying to do. At this point, we've been operational. When I say 4 to 5 years, it's because we've been quiet. We worked on other productions. We didn't get on Facebook much. We didn't get so adamant about speaking because we weren't sure if we should. And at this point, we just kind of said, well, we're not hurting, we're not harming by talking. We're not trying to take any kind of, we're not wanting to be any kind of leadership role in a sense of telling people what to do. But we do want to hopefully be some kind of beacon that people see and say, we can do that. I mean, if your choice, if your chase and your road is to be an Academy Award-winning director, go chase it, guys. I mean, if your plan for film development and distribution is you want to take it to the festival circuit and do that, we're not saying don't. What we're trying to do is we're trying to develop a pathway where that's not the only option for the Valley.
Do what you want to do. We're going to do what we want to do. Absolutely. Awesome.
Oh, wow. I commend you. I congratulate you and thank God, right, that He put this seed in your heart, and when it's there because He knows you can do it, and the foundation is strong and concrete. So basically, clearing the big stones out of your path is hard.
Yeah.
The hardest thing is that. So we're going to go forward and get in.
Right.
To receive the crops. Let's go.
Chale ganas.
I'm just glad I didn't have to physically clear the stones because I'm way out of shape for that. And I can't work a farm anymore.
And I'm happy that I asked my wife if I could walk because she said okay. I'm happy she did say keep walking, sigue caminando, no mires para atrás. Tenemos permiso de nuestras esposas para hacer lo que hacemos. So, una bendición grandísima.
Yeah.
Y felicidades, ¿verdad? A sus esposas, que es como dicen, detrás de un gran hombre está una mujer. Yo no digo de atrás, al lado.
Oh yeah.
It takes.
I like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
on the
absolutely.
side. Y gracias a Dios, verdad, que tienen unos saludos para sus señoras esposas y todos los familiares. Nuevamente les mandamos saludos a todos los que nos están viendo. Preguntas, el teléfono de Max, el teléfono de Efraín van a estar en las pantallas. Ahí está su teléfono para cualquier información que ustedes quieran. Es el 956-332-3739. Acuérdense también la página de web. Estamos en Facebook, ¿verdad?
Yeah, well, if you're on Facebook, just search for El Valle Films, and you'll see us there.
Yes.
Sí, o pueden mandar emails a elvallefilms@gmail.com también. Vamos a irnos a un pequeño break. No se vayan, aquí regresamos en un corto momento.
Come back now.
Amaneció lloviendo otra vez. El día es largo y tanto por hacer. La tormenta es fuerte y sé muy bien que el arco iris pronto he de ver. Que el arco iris pronto he de ver. Amaneció lloviendo un día más, pero yo sé que no me dejarás. La prueba es fuerte y sé muy bien que de tu mano no me soltaré. Sé que hay muchas cosas que aprender, que el camino es largo, sí lo sé. Aunque llueva una y otra vez, la fe y la esperanza ahí estará. La fe y la esperanza ahí estará. Amaneció lloviendo una vez más. Las gotas me invaden sin parar. Y aunque todo parezca un huracán, yo sé que tú jamás me dejarás. Amaneció lloviendo una vez más. Las gotas me invaden sin parar. Y aunque todo parezca un huracán, yo sé que tú jamás me dejarás. Lloviendo una vez más. Las gotas me invaden sin parar. Y aunque todo parezca un huracán, yo sé que tú jamás me dejarás. Yo sé que tú jamás me dejarás.
Yes. Hola, bienvenidos. Aquí estamos nuevamente. Aquí su servidora Sandy Hutton, Max Rojas y Efraín Valdez. Estábamos hablando de El Valle Film Studios aquí en el hermoso Valle de Texas. Le quiero mandar saludos a todos los que se están viendo ahorita. Un saludo a Mayra Jordan, a JC González, saludos.
Hola a todos.
Sí, a Gerardo Martínez, a Clara Hutton, a Janet desde Reynosa, a todos los países que nos están viendo, porque tenemos esa gran bendición que estamos en más de 150 países. Wow. Un gran abrazo y un beso para todos ustedes con mucho respeto. Y gracias a todos los que están aquí. Muchas gracias por estar aquí.
Gracias
en el
a ti,
programa,
Sandy, gracias.
Su programa de Inova Live, La Vida Verdadera. Saludos a José Banda, al señor actor El Fierro. Sí,
El Fierro está ahí,
aquí están todos acompañándonos, actores, compañeritos.
Hermanos.
Sí, hermanos de nosotros. A Yesenia Ayala, saludos a la familia Ramón Ayala y Fidencio Ayala, Covarrubias, un gran abrazo. A mi niño Víctor, saluditos a todos los que son parte de estos proyectos. Hablando de proyectos, y no se me sienta nadie si no les mando individualmente. Perdón, me pidieron saludos para el país de Colombia, para España, sí, para Guatemala y a todos los de aquí del Valle de Río Grande. Y verdad, un abrazo y gracias por seguirnos a nosotros. Vamos a hablar un poquito, porque se nos acaba el tiempo es oro, sí, nosotros somos unos periquitos, como decía sí, estamos hablando yo quiero preguntarles, ¿qué son sus siguientes proyectos?
Ahorita we have a project, tenemos un proyecto que se llama Fist of Justice, Puño de Justicia. This is actually it's funny, this is our first English action film. As I said, we and it's, I think, ironic, I guess, that I'm speaking in English, saying that we predominantly do Spanish films. But that's the irony of our lives. Wanda and Fierro, they all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we do a lot of Spanish films. We work with the Televisa actors, Telemundo actors, many good friends of ours. This is the first time where we, again, lead by example. We keep telling people. And so we always put our money where our mouth is, and we're going to create our first English film. We got some great partners to help us up. Six Cats with Michael and Roy de los Santos. Out there in Brownsville, Texas. They've joined us. I want to thank you all very much for believing in us. A lot of friends down here in the Valley. Sandy, who's coming in as a producer for us. She's doing some marvelous work. And people that believe the dream. And this film is about some things that happen here in the Valley culturally. You know, this young man was given a choice of going to the military or prison. And so he chose the military, served his country, and became a hero in that regard. And he returns home to bury his younger brother after his younger brother was murdered in the streets of his hometown. And along the way, he finds out he has a daughter he hasn't seen in many years with his ex-girlfriend. And so he's reunited with his family. He has to make a choice of, abandoning those people in need or staying here and fighting to protect his town. And it's an escapism action film. You know what I mean? It's very, very bad guys and very, very good guys and a hero story and journey. It's pretty fun. Most of our films are action and horror. We don't deal with too much drama. We do. I mean, everything. We're Mexicanos. Everything has drama in it. And our films, there's family drama going on. Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
So
Grandma's there too.
we have grandma.
We're known to be very dramatic.
Yes.
Dramas with grandmas.
Yeah, dramas and grandmas. I do want to say something. I want to clarify something if I didn't explain myself earlier properly. But Max mentioned it. I mentioned it as well. We mentioned the horror film that we did in West.
Right.
That was a production that we helped on. That was a production that belonged to Mr. David Sid, a good friend of ours. Saludos again, David. But that was a production that we helped on. But this one is actually our production that we're doing first in English. La producción que hicimos de terror en West es de un amigo de nosotros, David Sid. Saludos, mi amigo. Pero esta es la primera producción de nosotros en inglés que vamos a hacer, porque las otras películas que hemos hecho son en español. Varios actores que hemos trabajado con Telemundo, Televisa, ¿verdad? Actores de estos lugares. Pero esta va a ser la primera de nosotros en inglés.
Yeah, because if David were in town, he'd be here with us to help promote the film, because we're in editing or in post-production of the film. It's called The Evil That Lurks Within. That's also very that was technically our first English film, period. Which again, as we say, our whole reason for our company is to support filmmakers and filmmaking in the Valley. It's not about supporting my script and the movie I want to make. David approached us. We've been friends for a while, talking in the the community, the film community that we have. We always try to support each other. When you have a premiere or something, we always go talk and we hang out. And speaking for many years with David, he contacted us after we got back from the American film market, and explained how he was trying to find distribution. He was trying to get some help, and it was pretty funny because we had just had a meeting with him a couple of weeks earlier before leaving the AFM, I think it was, to tell him how we're going searching for distribution. We got this. You're a filmmaker. If you're having a movie and you need distribution, come to us. That's what we're here for. It's what we're trying to do. So he called us saying, "I'm trying to make this movie. We don't know." We're like, "Well, let's just do it together." So we took our equipment. We called our friends. Efrain got us a Westaco Police Department. So the Westaco municipality, Westaco PD out there.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We love you. We'll be calling you soon again. We'll be working with them soon again. They're fantastic individuals here in the Valley.
Manager, Chamber of Commerce,
just fun,
everybody in Westaco was just so supportive. So thank you again for giving us that support.
Yeah, it is the Valley. It is amazing what you will find once you get into that door. I know that Westaco is really excited of the potential because there's one of the cities we spoke to that understand the potential economically of the growth of this film industry. Cities out there, if you are and you have expensive films coming down to film in your city, try to find out if you can get royalties on that film, because you can ask for that. Get some money back for you guys. People don't know that down here. That's the kind of lessons we like to try to give out to and to explain of how the industry can help. And in this film, again, it's entertainment. We're not trying to, the people's lives are hard enough. Our films are for people who work 60 hours a week, 80 hours a week. They want to come home. They want to laugh. They want to see some adventure. They want to be entertained. That's what our films are for. We try to stick away from really strong dramas because we don't have the budgets to support those kind of stories right now. It's a much more widely acceptable medium when you go with horror and action. That's what distribution wants. And ultimately what we're trying to do is get people jobs, is work, and get multiple projects going at the same time. I can't direct 15 films a year. My wife will leave me.
No.
The whole point is to find the whole point is to get directors and get people. I mean, it's a big undertaking, and that's, there is enough for here. There's enough, as they say, there's enough pie for everyone to take a piece. There's no need for greed.
That's what I love about you, that you take into consideration that it's not just gimme, all for me, like in the Spanish saying, the asadón,
Sí,
todo para acá y nada para allá, that you're willing to share these blessings. I mean, that's amazing. And that's how you could tell about a character, that a big heart, and there's opportunities for everybody.
Una de las cosas que van a ver, Sandy, quiero compartir con la gente, es van a ver en las películas que hacemos, si no bastante, a veces poquito, algo del valle, ya sea una palabra, un dicho, van a reconocer el valle, claro, ¿verdad? Pero esta historia, el Fist of Justice, Puño de Justicia, hay varias cosas que la gente del valle se va a conectar, y no nada más, no me salió nada, no nada más la gente del valle, pero para la gente que les gusta las películas van a conectar, pero las personas que son aquí del valle van a ver unas cositas que son conexiones al valle específicamente, eso les va a gustar.
Yeah, it's highly influenced by the way we speak down here. A lot of our scripts are that way. And again, this script is one that I wrote. This is a film that we did, but that's not how we work. I mean, we work in a sense. Think of it as you see in a lot of films. You see in association with. You know, the deals we have with any filmmaker out there. You have a feature film, and you want to direct it. You have a vision, then you have creative control. We just help facilitate the completion of the film, and then when we sell it, we all share in the profits. That's the thing, that it doesn't have to be any different than that. And we're not being altruistic, guys. We're not doing a charity by any means. It's just smart business. Because of the budgets we're at and the way distribution works, you can make a very comfortable living without ever having to go to a theater. You can have a very, very happy, comfortable life with digital distribution. You know, there's chances, there's possibilities, as we've heard back now, we may be having to fly to like the Philippines and Africa pretty soon, because the number one television in Africa, and in many cases, or very highly viewed television, is like Televisa and Telemundo. And out there in Nigeria, no one would ever consider that. I mean, that's the parallels we're working with. And if you have an action story, or if you want to get involved with action films, if you want to be learn how to work behind camera, we always need assistance. But when you come, guys, understand that we ourselves are still a growing business. I myself have not gotten any pay from this company for 4 years, and that's simply because everything we make goes back into the company,
into
the productions.
Canas,
Canitas.
canas en el bigote, canas en el pelo,
Arruguitas.
sí, aquí las cejas, pero ¿sabe qué? Son canas de sabiduría, se requiere trabajo. Ahora, si vas para África, yo cargo tus maletas.
That's all right.
Yo me voy contigo.
It's newspaper.
But that's the potential that we're trying to make people here realize. This is a global thing. People they forget, because kung fu films nowadays, martial arts films, there's shows called the Badlands that are up there now, and it's wonderful. I like that show a lot. And so all this started, with like Bruce Lee days in film, and people didn't like it. People didn't want it. They fought. And now it's become a staple in households and environments. There's people who have gone through life, and they've all seen at least one Jackie Chan or martial arts film. Their imprint is in the world and the global industry of film. Latino culture, we have not realized or accepted maybe that we are in the same boat now. And these times we're influencing. I mean, how many directors from Mexico have won the Academy Awards?
Yes.
How many cinematographers? How many writers? I mean, there is an influence that we have with our stories and culture that many people just aren't used to. They see the similarities that we share with everyone else in the world, but the way we approach it, the way we describe it is just different enough that people appreciate it.
We're going to make that change with.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to be different. 3 years from now, we'll have a reunion meeting in 3 or 4 years. And,
Absolutely.
It'll be in space. No, with Elon Musk.
Hey, you'd be surprised.
Yes.
Yes. We gotta go and run with this. And this is where discipline comes, and we have to see this. A lot of I say it because I'm a businesswoman, and our culture, our beliefs is that we want to become rich overnight.
Right.
We want results like that. So we have to see this in the long term.
Right.
You know, what is our view going to be within? You know, just like pursue, run with it,
And
get stronger.
something you mentioned during the break, which is very true. You know, the support that we get not only from the people within ourselves, but people that are interested in investing, inversionistas que quieren invertir en este tipo de negocio, porque si es un negocio se requiere trabajo. But you mentioned that during the break, and it's very important because if there are investors that want to make that investment, entonces that's how we can grow a lot quicker
Right.
as well.
Yes.
But we'll take our time to get there because we want to do it right.
And
Porque lo hacen bien.
we're pretty transparent with how we
Yes.
work. Like, there's nothing. I mean, there is so much potential in business that there's no really need to hide anything. Like, it's yeah. If there's investment in restaurants, companies here, local companies, if you have interest in marketing through our films, contact us. Like, let's have a conversation. There's a lot of things we can do.
Contact Sandy too.
Right.
Mhm.
Like,
Yes.
Sandy is one of our producers, guys. If you need to contact us in any which way or ask us what questions, chances are Sandy's going to know what we're doing, especially going forward from this point
Thank
forward.
you, thank you, thank you.
Well,
Yeah, thank you guys for having
thank
here.
God for
Yeah.
this great opportunity, and for y'all too that believing in me. You know that for having a humble heart will open doors.
Right.
Being honest, I mean, I tell you, and we do invite anybody that wants to invest, or we can help you grow your business we could do commercials too, and
Right.
anything, you know.
One of the things we try to partner with companies is like a catering, especially because we have to work with the budget too. The most important thing is to feed the talent and crew, the actors that are there, make sure everybody's properly fed, given water. And so sometimes restaurants, they will help us and partner with us, and what they do is they'll cater the days of shooting. And again, we're talking about minimal set requirements. We don't have 50 to 100 people on our sets. And then from that day, what we do is we take pictures of the food, we market the business, we go to the location of the business, we'll take pictures with them there. Things of that nature. And again, it's cross promotion. It's not really a sponsorship, but a partnership that we try to offer. We don't want to just give you the blessings of being involved with the film and it's cool. No, like, we want to give you some kind of business or economic payment as well.
A true win-win.
A true partnership.
Yep.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
That's amazing. This is why, you know, I'm a part of this, because I see it transparent. You know, it's not about just the gimme,
Right.
you know. So then again, we're gonna put our contact numbers on screen. So any questions, investors, restaurants that want to be involved, this is where you can contact us. And then again, this is El Valle Films here in Rio Grande Valley. The number is 956 with Max Rojas at 332-3739. And then again, we only have a couple of minutes. Are we forgetting anything?
No, not at all. I just want to say thank you to you, the producers and the show, for allowing us to be here. Muchísimas gracias por invitarnos a estar aquí contigo. Es un gran placer compartir nuestras ideas con personas que piensan igual con nosotros, pero con el corazón, humildemente digo gracias.
Yeah, I same way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, God.
Thank you all of our friends and actors out there listening. All the producers that do help us, you know, the media, the municipality boards, all these people that do so much and help us out. Thank you all. And with all the actors that work with us, they become family, and we love you all, guys. Everybody.
Well, thank you again. Here en La Vida Verdadera and Inova Live, estamos nuevamente con ustedes. Saludos a todos los que están en vivo con nosotros, y los que no tuvieron oportunidad de ver este programa en vivo, se pueden ir a Twitter en YouTube, al horario que sea a su best convenience. Y acuérdense, a mi español ya está mejor. Ahora ya no me voy a sentir tan mal. Aquí tenemos el profesional. No. Y muchas gracias a don Efraín Valdés, Max Rojas, ¿verdad? Por estar aquí en su programa Inova Live y su programa aquí cuando gusten. Aquí está su programa nuevamente. Nos pasamos a despedir. Hasta pronto y bendiciones a todos y un abrazo y que tengan un excelente día.